We will start now. So today somehow you will be learning very new things, okay? So environmental management and clean production, 2018, semester 6, B2, manufacturing, food process technology and industrial management. Today the date is 20th February 2021. So welcome to the class, all of you. So this happened to be a very good session somehow, eh? Very good session somehow. So today I'm going to share with you understanding. Understanding means actually it's receiving a knowledge, okay, realizing something. Understanding about this is one of the topics today. Control systems. Okay, this is very important for, I think for manufacturing, maybe they have some familiarity, but when it comes to management and FPT, this will be very important. Understanding about control systems in the application of oh, so let's say to apply in, okay, to apply for EMCP, environmental management and clean production. Okay, this is a very new topic. Okay, understanding about control system. Control system. In a control system, so you can have control system, some maybe something like technical. Even technical word can be used with non-technical aspects as well. Okay, but somehow we can say technical and non-technical. Control systems can be used. Also, there can be tangible and intangible. There can be control systems. Okay. So, in control systems, this will be a very important thing. In control system, we are talking about the output or results can be. Results. Okay. Output or results, or even can be outcomes. So you can use any of the words, but in technology, we used to talk about outputs. So the others may be even outputs, results, outcome, whatever. So this is one of the key, okay? There should be outputs. This one, So we have this output. We call it desired output, means what we are expecting, expected output, desired or expected. So to have this, we create the cause. To have this desired output or expected output, to achieve this desired, means output of your liking, desired or expected outcomes or outputs. The cause of actions and processes should be created. Once the cause is there, effect the output, this desired or expected outputs or effects. The cause of actions and processes should be properly identified and executed. Okay, that's right. So in the same way, in environmental management and clean production, okay, so our outcome or output can be something of an assurance of that production, okay, or processes has no negative impacts. Okay, so I would say impacts on what? Environment, sustainability. Do you have sustainability idea in your fingertips? Environment and sustainability. So because this environmental and management and cleaner production is for the safety of human health and environment, and as well as for sustainability overall. So this, in practicing of this EMCP, okay, the output can be something of an assurance of that production or processes have no negative impacts on environment and sustainability. So this will not simply happen. This will not simply happen. We have to create the cause for this. Hetu sadhaka, cause for this. Once you create the right cause, the effect, right cause to achieve the desired effect, okay, means actually we are controlling the effect with upfront arrangement of activities and all. Okay, so it's the cause and effect principle. It's a universal principle. Okay, it's a way of controlling output. of controlling output. Actually, we would say there is no magic, but this cause and effect principle is really magical. Okay? Cause and effect principle is really magical, because if you create the right cause for the expected outcome, the outcome is almost immediate. That's why the cause and effect principle, cause and effect principle, is really magical. Example, let's say creating the right cause. If you are working in your organizations, and if you are interested in contributing for safe environment and for sustainability, let's say if you just paste a post, if you just paste a post on your premises, expecting this EMCP positive outcomes. So you have created a cause expecting something. But do you think putting a poster in a notice board or a banner will make it? Because that cause may not be effective. It may be part of that. That's why creating a cause is something. Really, it needs some wisdom. You have to be a strategist to make it. So that's why. So these are related to control systems. So control systems, generally we don't use control, but we use the term systems. If there is a proper system in organizations to assure this EMCP in favorable way for human health and environment and sustainability, actually it's a kind of a system to achieve a desired output, means it has lot of control aspects. Yeah. So mainly it's control systems. Yeah. I think for manufacturing, control systems maybe not new, but when it comes to food and all, so there can be some novelty of this aspect, but this will be very versatile, very useful. So Mr. Jayatunga, you are here today also. Please be mindful about the attendance. You can keep it and later you can pass it to me. So let's say we will start from some known things. Okay. Ironing clothes. So you are controlling the heat. Okay, or temperature. You're controlling the heat or temperature. There is a knob or maybe something there to turn. So you set it to some desired. Desired means it is not for your liking, but it is what you are expecting with that setting. The desired outcomes should be there. So focusing on an effect, you are creating the cause. Okay, so if I type it, focusing on an effect. You are creating a cause. So you know the nature of fabric you are going to iron, and then there can be, if the heat or the temperature is high, you may have issues. Low temperature also may have issues because that cannot be ironed. Even sometimes little higher temperatures, there can be something like carbonizing, or you can feel some smell, which means the quality of that fabric is getting deteriorated. Yeah. So it's related with, again, focusing on an effect. You are creating a cause, and it is something like a control system. That is a simple control system. You are involved because you are turning it. Okay. So I will take this topic. Ironing cloths. Or rice cooking, using rice cooker. Or even rice cooking, even though you are using a wood stove or whatever, you have a lot of involvements of controlling the flame, then the condition of whatever this rice cooking process, based on your good feelings and experiences. You are controlling the heat, you are controlling the cooking time and all. Okay. But in a rice cooker, this can be automatic. Okay. So if you are using wood stove, heavily involved, controlling heavily involved. Controlling, in controlling, you are heavily involved. Okay, so I'm creating a background for this. Heavily involved. But if you are using a rice cooker, the cooker itself has built-in control. Cooker itself controls, self-control, because built-in controls. So same, iron also there are built-in controls. So we call both the cases about the heating and also those are thermostats. Okay, controls. Even when you are driving, you can say that it's always, so the vehicle should be under your control. You know about the road stretch and all the conditions, the traffics and all. So it is completely, yes, you are driving, you are moving forward, but controls are heavily involved. Steering, then braking, some other mechanical applications, maybe pedal and the pushing some pedals and all, controlling air conditioners, whatever. So you have the controls are heavily involved. Controls are heavily involved. Heavily involved. Even if you are a manager, when you are managing, controls are heavily involved. Heavily involved. So these are the, everything seems controlling. Seems controlling. Even in warfare, it's about command and control. Both related to control. Yeah. So I'm going to take, yeah, since I just put managing, so I will take that separately, because good to talk about this. Yes. Yes, managing controls are heavily involved, that's true. But when it comes to managers, in managing, yes, here, yes, this is something quite challenging when it comes to managers in managing. This is quite challenging. Quite challenging in the sense, in earlier generations, it is something like command and control. It is something like in the past. But at present, yes, that's why at present we would say, of course there are controls, but soft skills are extremely vital. Okay, extremely vital for success of being a manager. Yes, soft skills are extremely vital. That's why, in short, you are let's see, it is something like this. You are accomplishing with minimal using of authority. This is the Western world managing style. So it's very interesting. Let me discuss a bit. So good morning. Aditi, sir? Oh, sir. Oh, sir. So you are accomplishing with minimal usage of authority. That is very important. Managers cannot be policemen. So you are accomplishing the things with minimal usage of authority. So you are using a lot of soft skills. And the best word is diplomacy. Diplomacy takes place in corporate sector now. Corporate sector. Diplomacy. It is very, very important, and all related to participative leaderships. Participative. I'm sharing my experience really. Leadership. Mostly based on understanding and facilitating. That's why. So in the European world, so they are really performing in this way when it comes to managing. Okay, participatory leadership. So the corporate sector, private sector, and it depends on cultures. It depends on cultures. So you have to improve this all the while. Participate. It is like giving and taking. Participate. Yeah. So with your subordinates, with your seniors and all. Yes, lucky connected again without going for the recording mode. Okay, Bhutan. So you have to think about this because we are not that capable enough, but capable enough to advise you on this, but we have some exposure and experience. That's why we are just mentioning this. And also, I think it is okay to mention this to you as well. In this world, so far, the Asian, especially the South Asia, the managers are not that world recognized. So that's the issue. But technologists, engineers, professionals, it is different. So, I mean, the managerial experiences in South Asia is not that recognized. So it is even since from last decades until now, this is the situation. It's a fact. And there are reasons, of course. There are reasons. But anyway, since Asia is coming to the power in the world, take over the world, so you have to be mindful and you have to improve yourself. And there is no way to say how this is possible, but it is really possible. Mainly because of our South Asian cultures and all. Even in India, the managers are not recognized, but in some multinational companies, working experiences as managers, there are recognitions. Also in the local and this South Asian countries, this subcontinent, this is still the issue. So I don't know why, but there is a fact. Even in Sri Lanka, the governments, you can see they have no sense of diplomacy and soft skills. They are on complaining, command and control, and that kind of still the primitive practices are taken place. Sad to say, but this is the situation. Okay. So when it comes to managers, okay, for managers. Yes, so actually you should be diplomats in short. But even in Sri Lanka, diplomats are not diplomats, but you should understand what the diplomacy means even. That is very important. So it is much more important equally as your this technology, whether food process, industrial management, or even manufacturing technology. Yes, only along with technology, the effective contribution is not that complete. That's why nowadays the blend is very important. It is not your sole knowledge works for everything. It's about teamwork, the synergies and all. So this is, you have to move beyond exercising authorities, and you have to be true diplomats when it comes to managing the things. Even I know that there are managers here. So actually they are quite good. As I see your team, your batch, I came across several managers, and they are really in good shape. So, and you are young, so I feel that you are quite okay. But this one, don't simply let it move. Don't simply let it. Don't. So you have to improve this. Yeah. So that is very important. So one point is, if you express any anger, even anxieties, and that kind of negative attitudes towards your subordinates or even towards your seniors, so that's how we are practicing. Maybe sometimes we may be desperate, but those things in Sri Lankan context, it is quite counterproductive. But you have to find the ways. Yeah, because it is something like this. Let's say if we are sick, and if this sickness can get transmitted to others, so that is not very good. Same way, if our mindset is sick, so let's say if our mindset is sick, and if we are in commanding and the high positions in organizations, it makes the others sick as well, the other people's mindset possible. That's why, so especially as managers and going to be managers, or going to lead the organizations, even leading, you are giving leadership even to individual or even to self. You should be healthy both mentally and of course physically is no issue. Sometimes physically we may have different abilities, but mentally we have no excuses. We should be healthy, otherwise our mental sicknesses can transmit to others. Those are more dangerous than corona. That's why. So we can say this easily, but practicing this, there are a lot of arts and many blended skills. But it is interesting. It is interesting, really. Yeah, even I can see very cheerful students are there performing as managers. Yeah, they are very good. So anyway, good luck to you all. And this is a very important part. If you are leading, yes, try to do it with diplomacy and with style, but I don't know your working environment and all how possible, but anyway, cultures are difficult to change, but if can be influenced, because one day things will be changing and those will be the business competitive factors in future, of course. So that should be the, now we can see only the salespeople. They are just not like that. So when it comes to true managers, it is different. So anyway, all are doing controls. We will back to controls again. Yeah. So everything you can see, even your fan, there are controls. Even you are controlling your kids. Sometimes you are controlling even your parents. Parents are trying to control you. So control is a common word, happen to be, but controlling is, nowadays it is not about controlling, but somehow creating the cause, and there can be new ways and approaches really in participative leaderships. Yeah. So they respect you really. So even I can share with you sometimes when I worked overseas, some very senior guys, some Europeans and even Far East people, still they are communicating, and if they are asking some technical matters, so still we feel like we should support. So we have that kind of bondage really. So even we sacrifice our time and we do it as a compliment. So there are good people really. You can say the difference somehow. The very good associates are assets for you for your life. Yeah. So in any event, they are there with you. That's why. So now, so we know that the control systems other than the outputs. So what are the other elements in creating the cause? Yes. You can feel that later this is something like a very universal knowledge, and this will be applicable in your all the EMCP activities. What are the other elements? Okay, what are the other elements? So I'm going to draw first the output. Okay. Yes. What? EMCP. This is some relevance. You can relate it to anything beside output. Yes. So decide output. Yeah, without anything. Am I sharing? Yeah, sharing the slides. Yes. So anything? Yeah, without anything. Isanka. Okay. Maybe mistakenly. Okay. Decide output. So then you have the creating of the cause. Creating of the cause. That is very important. So once you create the cause, so creating the cause of is wrong. Creating the cause. So as an outcome, you will see the desired output, not just output, okay? Not just output. This is one-time learning. So once you learn here, that's why I'm explaining, so that is done. Okay, EMCP desired output. Yes. So it is a natural phenomena that this desired output means when you are thinking of this output, means there should be some reasons to think of that. So we call this, there are some inputs. Okay, there are some inputs or a requirement or a situation. Okay, can be input. So I just put input and output. Depends on the situation. Okay. So input and output is there. Okay, input, output, and creating the cause. So this is desired means. So this is something we are controlling. Example, even in cricket, when you bowl, so you may have some strategies, you are control it, expecting a catch or a wicket somehow. Yeah. So even see your action, your input is for a desired one. But in cricket, it may not be always, but the bowlers are strategic. The team is strategic to take a wicket. So that's why, not simply playing or bowling. There should be some, yes, creating a cause. And then you have inputs and you have outputs. Okay, and this creating the cause, this part we can say in another word as control system. No harm. Okay, in creating of the source, cause control system involved. Not say only control system. Okay, control system also involved. Okay, control system also involved. Not only the control system. Example, if you are in a dairy industry, so daily milking from the cows, that's a process. But you may have quality assurance, quality control, also working on these processes. So creating the cause control systems also involved. So it is more than system, of course. Control system also involved here. Okay. So our focus is how we incorporate control system. Yes. So that is the important thing we are focusing. Okay. So what it's a question, so we have to have the question mark. Okay. So input, requirement, situation, normally in controls. So for this desired output, okay, for this desired output, to have that desired output, to assure that we are really making sure that output is what we want. So it is always important to review this output. Okay, review. So reviewing is very important. The review. So we are getting this output as a feedback. Feedback for reviewing. Feedback for reviewing. Okay. I think for manufacturing this is no big deal, but in general for all of you, including manufacturing, yeah, for the soft skills, as I mentioned to you, this will be good. Feedback for everything. And when you are going for reviewing feedback, okay, when it comes to controls, when you are going for reviewing feedback, so it is something like, okay, so where to feedback this? Where to feedback this? Yes, feedback, true. Where? Just putting poster or something? No. So there should be, we have to refer this for the appropriate, okay, appropriate place we have to refer this. So that is very important. So that's why in controlling we are referring, so this is reference input. So this can be requirement, situation, or standard. So I take the situation out here, standard. Standard or something. We have to compliance for this. So if we compare, then we compare this. So there should be comparison. Okay? There should be comparison after that. So you have the reference. Meeting feedback. So at this point, we are comparing. Okay? We are comparing. So comparing is a very important process because comparing assures, okay, it verifies that yes, output is what we decide. Okay, output is what we decide. So reference input or requirement or standard can be any different name. Then feedback Then we do this review here, or we can compare. This is our reference compared with the output. Yes, this is the output, and this is the way the output should be. We refer to this information or some data or whatever, and we do the comparison. So this point is very important. So let me format this point. Okay, good. So this is a very important point. So let's name this. Yes. Good. Okay. So here we do this comparison. So when we do the comparison, even we can name this. Okay. From the word comparison. Comparate. Okay. Danushka hari debutan antika? Danushka? Yes, this is the comparator. Then make the decision. Okay. Make the decision afterward. Then make the decision. Means, yes. So this is something. Okay. This is something. Take the space here. So here, so there can be something. This is comparator. So a name, so I will use a different color for this. Okay, comparator. Then after that, there can be another element, because after comparing, okay, so you have to comment on this. You have to comment on this. Yeah, based on your observation, you have to comment on this. Okay, that is very important. Okay, comment. So this can be passing a command or something if there are things to be rectified. So we have here, let's say, this is something like for control. Okay. References here. Reference, compare, then something. Okay. Some element here in the system. Okay. To make the decision. Yeah. To take the necessary action. Okay. Necessary action. On what? So on the process. So this is your manufacturing or this is your process. Okay, this is your process. Okay, business process, industry process, or whatever. So then based on this, okay, so this is something like, let's say, it is like a command and control. Command and control, it can be a command. Also together with control. So let's say this is a control element. Control element. So there can be more than one, okay, element or elements. Okay. So act on the processes. We can assure, okay, we can assure the desired output. So this continuous reviewing is very important. So this control system is always in existence. Okay, it is existing. So control elements, and this is your process. So you can trigger necessary, okay, you can trigger necessary solutions or whatever the commands for the process. Do this, do this, that, change this, change that, and all. Okay, this is a very basic one. So this process is the standard process. Let's say, example. This process, I will take example. Maybe this is if metal shearing, yes, yes. So minimize scrap, okay, minimize scrap. So where this minimize scrap comes, okay, if metal shearing, let's say, minimize scrap means reduce waste. Yes. Command. Command. So your processes will come here. Okay. So processes will come here. So minimize scrap is the command. So process may be the sheet metal or metal shearing is the process. So then you may have some maybe new knowledge inputs. Yeah. Minimize scrap to assure. Yeah. To be assured. Assuring minimize scrap. This is the process. Command is minimize. Assuring minimize scrap. Yes. The process improvements may be designs, your practices, sometimes machine modifications or whatever. So your outcome will be there. Okay. Anything? Yes, Menaka, any comment, Puta? No. Okay, good. So this is one example. Okay, so here example is metal sharing. Metal sharing is just a process only. Yeah, metal sharing. Yes, that's the process. So then EMCP control on metal sharing process. So this is what we have seen then. Yes. So management, environmental management. Okay. Clean production. We have to manage it. Even clean production we have to manage. Okay. So these things are possible. So control element or elements. So there can be even in more parallel ones, we may not know. Series ones, there can be, not just one. Okay. Or sometimes maybe from the organization top management, all the way coming down to the operator levels or the supervisory levels, then there can be series of control elements. So series of actions finally on the processes. Okay, possible. And EMCP, desired output, yes, is achieved. Okay, so this is basically, I feel this is okay. So this is, there may be little differences with control systems in technology, but this makes sense for all. Output, feedback for review, maybe reporting this. Feedback means reporting for review, maybe in the meetings or wherever. Then you have the reference, okay? So reviewing, comparing here, comparator is an element. Or there can be many elements. For this case, I put S. Because these are intangible control system, or it is something like, yes, intangible control systems, not like electronic ones, okay? Electronics ones are simple, straightforward, but these are very complicated. You need huge soft skills, not software skills, but soft skills. Decision making and all, okay? So here, I think instead of putting this blank, so this control element, it's good to write something. Control element. Elements, okay? Control elements. Control elements. Yes. There can be one or there can be more. So what is the control system then? Yes. Everything, because system applies, okay, for the process. So finally the process is controlled with just simple intention. assure EMCP. Okay, to assure EMCP. So these are the commands or signals. Okay, see, it's a controlled command or triggering a control. Okay, you're triggering a control. So this is triggering control. Now let me duplicate this slide. So I take this out. Put this. Here it's okay. Control elements. I have to do little housekeeping. Okay, housekeeping. So triggering controls. Okay, so control elements. So here can be, even in the standard technology systems, there are something like for the activation, the commands, and of course the control elements. So here I will say that the first triggering of this, the proper one, yeah, the initial command comes. So can be 1 or 2. Yeah, let me take some space for that. Let me take some space here. Control elements. I had put one more here, that's why. Put one more. Yes. Little issues. Please be patient with that. The first one, maybe technical word. The very first command comes here. Okay, so that can be a decision. So even, yes, the command comes. Yes, just to say minimize scrap. Then minimize scrap. That's a command. So there can be many control elements. Actually, even this actuator, so this would be the, because if there is anything any differences, you have to ring the alarm bell. Okay, you have to trigger it. So this is very important point. So anyway, this also we would say control element. Control element. So together, that is okay to say control elements. But anyway, I put it, it's a technology word. Control elements. Yes. So here, so this control elements, and here the probably the instructions, how, okay, this is about how this can be done. So how, so you can import this, because this is for how, how is answered, then so actions will be on the processes. Actions. Okay, actions. Then this is assured. Yes. So this is something like what. Okay. What should be done. Okay. What should be done. Yes. So here it is the raising of the problem. Problem raised. Okay. Problem raised. So here, okay, outcome. Problem or the situation is, yes, somehow highlighted. Yes, I think this is okay. So this can be the command, okay, initial command. I don't know, I may be explaining too much to make it not to say too difficult, but to make it troublesome for you. Okay, so here can be the authority. Okay, I just put the authority. Yes. So this tells what should be done. Okay. Now, not to see what, but yes, authority. See, the signal comes out what? Yeah, what should be done. Then from the control, how, actions on the process. So here it's being done and this output is assured. I think this is okay. Okay, so you have to identify this basic control system. Okay, you can further improve this. Okay, you can further improve this. So even you can add necessary extra elements. Okay, necessary extra elements. Yes. Now I will take some of this sections. Yes, I will take here. Okay, I will take this. This part means this one. Okay, we will take this. So under this, you can learn. Example, there are national policies for cleaner production. So those are like something here. Okay, those are like. So we are learning this national policies for cleaner production. Okay. There can be environmental management standards. The reference. Okay. And of course, when it comes to management standards, environmental management, this also includes the complete control system. Okay, possible. Okay, may also include. But you can see standards are reference, management standards. Okay, so may also include some other control elements as well. Yes. So it's like this, you can see. What else? some, if we take some thing like the regulations, yes, so other policies, yes, so this may be the things, okay, and other standards possible inputs, and also some knowledge about environment, knowledge about EMCP, some knowledge, okay, about air pollution and all. So you can see, so under this there can be this an example, okay, this an example. So reference inputs, then reference inputs, I think I will make it some more, here on part of that. Yes. So let's move forward. Then comparators. See, also important. Then you can see this one. Yes, possible, okay, comparators. There are people, okay, there are people, they are comparing whether EMCP is assured or not. So there are comparators. So we have maybe, let's see, we have environmental authority. Yes. So this may be, in this body there may be, yes, they do this evaluations or comparisons. Possible. Okay. Then who else? Sometimes you have the environmental, let's say, just put the health officials, so air quality, regulatory bodies if we have, or air quality or environment. So they can have something, okay? So even there can be some guidelines, okay? You can imagine, okay? Later we will see how these are relevant for these cases. Guidelines. Of course, guidelines are inputs, but guidelines you can follow, okay? Follow it. So maybe following guidelines, advices, whatever. So there can be comparator related activities. Okay, comparator related activities. Then we can look into the next one. This section related, actuator related. After comparing, of course, the information passed to this, okay, to guide or to command something, okay, or to make decisions. So this can be sometimes, let's say, top management. Top management. Even for now, this health issues, we can say the policymakers, okay, the policymakers, so those who are giving directives, okay, so the institutions, say the authorities, so there can be, okay, there can be. After that, actually you can look into both together. That is very important. You can look into both together. Okay, you can look into both together. Okay, this is the first level and second level, something like this. So we are learning about this afterward. So whatever we are going to learn related to these elements as well. Okay, example in COVID cases, you can see the control elements. The health sector, even there are segments giving the guidelines for making the decisions. Then some are, they are acting, okay, they're performing, maybe the quarantine process or whatever, they may have some different processes, so processes afterward, anyway, processes afterward. So later we will discuss all the processes. Very important. So I put the processes also here. Yes, Buddha. This was muted for a little while. Sorry, I explained something very important part here. So what I said is, in environmental management and clean production, to assure this, we should understand this control system, the necessary elements, and what are the roles the institutions or the departments assigned to play the role of this elements. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements basically, or even you can see, you can make it 5 elements or 6 elements. So without having this and without really practicing this, nothing will work. Okay, so even if you happen to work on the environmental uh, and the health and the sustainability assurance, this element should be there. And I mentioned that this COVID cases, this actuators and control elements, the health authorities and the political authorities, so they can have the command and control. Of course, having gazetting, the putting in the gazette the laws and the police to following that, it is only not that element is, that legal aspect is covered, but you cannot make everything legal, because people, when it comes to people, it is, people are live, they are very natural. So they are violating means, of course, the leaderships, the authorities should take the different approaches to follow, to make the people follow the guidelines. The best example is the New Zealand leadership. Yes, confident, compassion, commitments, soft skills of the leadership. Yeah. So it transfers to the other sub-control elements, maybe the other authorities. Finally, people, they follow it, they respect it. Of course, culture and ethics, both, everything play a role on this. So that is for the COVID case. So second wave will not come if these elements are properly taken care from the ground, at the ground level. Okay, at the ground level. So as I mentioned to you, even I saw in the news that the health director general is blaming the people, that people are not following the guidelines, putting into the news. Will this help? That's why. So those are the weaknesses in the leaderships. Yeah. So there can be many other ways they can try. That's why being a manager, to accomplish it, yes, you have to have a lot of soft skill improvements. That's what we mainly call grooming. Grooming means, grooming can that's also important, but there are a lot of other aspects as well when it comes to leaders and the managers. So summarizing this for today's session, so this is about the importance of recognizing a control system for environmental management and cleaner production. Okay. So if you are going to look into this in your organization, so you need to identify these control systems first, the elements and the role of the elements and the departments, divisions or individuals, with the authorities and guidelines and with the soft skills to play a responsible and committed part. So if you are a leader in this, You have to look into this. Yeah. So that is very important, and this knowledge on control systems, understanding this for the point of view of EMCP to achieve the desired output, that is the human and the environmental, human health and environmental benefits plus the sustainability. Okay, business sustainability we will discuss next week. Today no time because of this. Perhaps I took little longer, but anyway, introducing this, it takes time. Of course, this 2 hours in building this and introducing this, if 2 hours means it is not too long. So even I prefer to put this. Even last semester, last year senior batch, I taught this, but this was not in their exam paper. So this time you can expect this. These are the essence, the basics. Yeah. So if we have no basics, we cannot achieve the results. Even that's happened to our cricket team as well. The basics are not there. That's why. Yeah. So these are teamworks, fundamental based. Yeah. And of course must be realistic, achievable. So these are very important to make it. That is extremely important, Putala. So that's all. So I hope you got something for you, especially you B2 working in the industries and in other organizations. How relevant this control models. So that's all, and it's 10:10. So any questions before winding out? Have you got something? Something means for management and food may be new things, and for manufacturing, this can be a new aspect. Danushka, Buddha, useful Luna, that the discussion, like how do you feel it? Okay. Dasanaika from food. Okay. So, okay. Chayatunga, okay. තේරුණාද පුතා අද කරපු ටික යූස්ෆුල් නේද?
Hello, sir.
ඔව් පුතා. Okay නේද? ඔව්.
Also,
Oh, and the other point is, this subject seems to be very simple to you because you have the experience, you have the full sense of this. So it is just a matter of reminding. Yeah, so I feel very good about that really. So this looks like I'm organizing and triggering this and harnessing this and give this as a single piece. That's all. So that's why you feel this is easy, but this is important. Yeah. Even ISO, if you really study ISO, all these elements are there. You look into your quality manual. Yes, even your quality objectives. Objectives are the outputs, and you have the procedures and the instructions, everything. And the quality auditing, this feedback. Okay.
yes.
Yes, everything. ISO also this. Straightforward. The systems are taken place. That's why. So when you know this, you know the secret of outlining the systems without missing any. And also you know the secret of improving the system. And also you know the secrets of what are the reasons for failing the systems. Yeah, you know that. So you can make it success. I'm very sure this is very useful knowledge. Even your documentations, document control, you can use this. In your ISO, whatever standards, even no standards for document controlling. Also, you can use this. Yeah. So this is very important. So if you can make this as a very, very nice point to the very, very essence of your performance really. it's very nice. So to me, but anyway, I'm in education now, so I'm not using these things. Those days I have used, of course. Yeah. Even I can remember when we get first ISO in my department, I have started with this control system that for this system, these are the elements, and for these elements, these are the things coming in the quality manuals. And this is how these objectives are coming. And the continual improvements means it's related with feedbacks and reviewing this. That's why. So systems are being improved by system itself. Yeah, so that's why it is systematic. So these are very nice anyway. Technical, we are technical, but talking a little bit about this kind of things is good. So in general, this is applicable, and when it comes to environmental, this is very important. If you know this, you can develop your own standards. Yeah, no need to go behind consultants. You know what to do. You can do the basics and you can improve this. And in Toyota, in this greening and environmental management projects, the chief, the leader of the projects in Toyota is the chairman of the Toyota. So see the management commitment, because environmental management and cleaner production, where all the innovations are coming. Of course, emissions control is engine, performance, new technologies, hybrid solutions, all are coming out of that. Painting, surface finishing, metal finishing, finally everything innovation. And the other way, all related to environment. That's why in Toyota company, chairman of the Toyota is chairing this environmental management committee. Yeah, I saw some presentations even. That's why. So they know the importance. So even your case, if you get any chance to lead or to participate, don't avoid it. You can participate. Innovations, everything come from there. So it's a great source of innovation. පුතා එහෙනම් අද එච්චරයි. මේ විසර මුකුත් නැහැ වෙනනේ. Anything to discuss? Even you any problems or anything in industry we can talk. No issues.
Sir, good morning. Can you
yeah.
just in a simple term, can you just explain what is a single word, a comparator and an acute? The comparator is just a reference or something?
No, Buddha. Reference are the inputs. Comparator is we are comparing the output, because output is something, but our expecting output is something in quantitative and qualitative definitions. So those are specified. This should be our output. But actual output, the quantitative and qualitative, is not the exact what we are expecting. So there is a deviation. So we have to review that. So that is what we call the comparator.
Comparison, is it?
Comparison, yes. Simply comparison. So actually actuator is the top management, because comparison can be done by quality manager or a department or whatever, and it's being reported to the top management. From there only, or in the management meetings. So then takes the decisions and pass to the relevant divisions. They will be acting as control elements.
So a comparator is like a senior manager or something, is it?
No, it may be the management representative when it comes to EMCP. Yeah,
so
of course, can be a senior manager.
Accurator is something like,
maybe the management meeting, the members of the management meeting, or this can be the director board level. We may not know. It depends. But anyway, It's the top management.
The accurator, is it?
Actuator. එහෙම හිතන්න
Ah,
පුළුවන්.
okay.
ඒ වුණාට අර organizations වල හැටියට එක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් පුතා.
Okay.
Even some
Thank you.
cases may be operational levels. Possible. In your operational meetings. Yeah. හරිද පුතා?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks.
ඔය දන්නා ඉන්න ඔය කට්ටියගේ බැච් එකේ තව ගොඩක් ඉන්න ඔය සද්ද නැතුව හිටියට පොඩ්ඩක් මික්ස් වෙලා බලන්නකෝ. Later we will get their experience also. Very good. So this model is good. Somehow this is good model. Yeah, and this is workable. That's why this knowledge is useful, workable, and it is wonderful really. Some basis is there. හොඳයි පුතාලා එහෙනම්. Any more questions? ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද? ජයතුංග?
Yes, sir.
ඔව් පුතා. ඔක්කොම දන්නව නේද මේවා?
ඔව් සර් ටිකක් ෆැමිලිය කියන්නේ මට නම් සෑහෙන ෆැමිලිය.
ඔව් ඒකනේ. very good. මේ experience ටිකක් share කරමු අපි presentations එහෙම එනකොට මේවා.
හරි සර්.
ඔව් ඔයා ගොඩක් ඉන්නේ මේ පැත්තේනේ. කොහොමද මේ මොඩල් එක acceptable ද පුතා?
ඔව් සර්. සර් මේකේ මේ ස්ලයිඩ් එකේ පොඩි පොඩි ඒවා ටිකක් මට මේ තේන්නේ නැතුව ගිහින් තියෙනවා ඒක
PowerPoint එක මම දාන්න.
හරි සර්.
මේක මේ වෙලාවේ ඩෙවලොප් කරපු එකනේ පුතා. මේ වෙලාවේ ඩෙවලොප් කරපු එක. මම මේ නෝට් එක දාන්න. ඔව්.
right okay sir.
පුළුවන් නම් නෝට් එක තව ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කරලා දාන්න බලන්නකෝ. ඔව්.
ඒකයි සර් මේ අර වීඩියෝ එක අප්ලෝඩ් කරන එක නම් ලොකු දෙයක් සර් අපි ඔක්කොන්ටම ඒක හෙල්ප්ෆුල්.
ඒක තමයි වීඩියෝ එක මම දාන්නේ. මොකද නෝට් එකේ තියෙන ස්ලයිඩ්ස් දෙක තුනයිනේ.
දෙක තුනයිනේ. ඔව්.
ඒ වුණාට වීඩියෝ එක පැය ගණන් ඇදෙනවනේ ඒකයි.
ඔව් ඔව්.
ඒකත් ඉතින් අර මේ අර අපේ අර එක්ස්පෝෂර් එකත් එක්ක ඉතින් අර ඒ කතාව එනවා ඉතින් ඒ ටික කියන්න ඕනේ.
ඒකයි සර් මේ තව පොඩි උදව්වක් ඕනේ මම හිතන්නේ අනිත් කට්ටියට ඇහෙනවා මේක.
ඔව්.
මේ මට ඒ එක බැච් එකේ ඉන්න කට්ටිය මේ රෙෆ්ලා පොඩ්ඩක් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ඇටෙන්ඩන්ස් මාක් කරගන්න ඇටෙන්ඩන්ස් ෂීට් එක වර්ඩ් ડોකියුමන්ට් එකක එවන්න පුළුවන් නම් ගොඩක් හොඳයි.
ඔව් පුතාන්න ඒක කොමියුනිකේට් කරලා ඒක කෝපරේට් කරලා ඒ වැඩි කරගන්න ඕනේ මොකද
ඔව් මම මෙසේජ් එකකුත් දාන්නම් එතකොට මේ chat එකේ දාන්නම් එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ට එවන්න පුළුවන් මගේ WhatsApp නම්බර් එක දාලා එවන්න. මේ word document එකක් තිබුණා නම් ලේසියි එතකොට ඒ ටික මට මෙහෙන් ටික් කරන්න පුළුවන්.
ඔව් මොන හරි absence එකක් තිබ්බොත් මේකට reasonable මොන හරි comment එකක් අජන්න එතකොට ඒවා consider වෙනවනේ issues නෑනේ. මොකද දැන් වීඩියෝ එක දානකොට අර මේ real time study වගේනේ පුතා මේක.
අනිවාර්යයෙන්
වෙනසක් නෑනේ. අර ඒක හින්දා සමහර වෙලාවට කට්ටිය ඒ opportunity එක අරගෙන දැන් අද සෙන්සුරාද ගොඩක් අය වැඩ කරනවානේ.
ඇත්තටම සර් මාත් දැන් ඇත්තටම ඔෆිස් එකේ හිටියේ.
ඔව් ඒකනේ. ඔව්. ඉතින් දැන් ජයතුංගට ඒ ලක්ෂරයක තිබ්බට සමහර අයට ඒක නෑ.
නෑ ඒක තමයි.
ඉතින් ඒකයි ඒකින්ද ඉතින් මේ අර full attendance කියන එක අපි ඒක expect කරන්නේ ඒකයි වීඩියෝ එක දාන්න ඒ වුණාට documentation wise attendance ටික manage කරන්න ජයතුංග.
හරි සර්.
හරි නේද? හොඳයි.
ඕකේ සර්.
මේකට අපි තව ටිකක් ඇඩ් කරගමු. ආය මේ managerial ගේ ඔය soft skills අර ওই ටික හරි ලස්සනයි.
ඔව් ඔව්. අතරම සර්ගේ ලෙක්චර් එක යන අතරතුරේ මේ මම මෙතන ඔෆිස් එකේ ඉන්න දෙන්නෙකුට විතර චුට්ටක් ඒකත් එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරුවා මේ දේ තමයි දැන් ඔය කියන්නේ මෙහෙමයි ඊට පස්සේ අපේ කම්පැනි එකේ තියෙන සෙටප් එකේ මෙන්න මෙයා තමයි හෙඩ් ඔෆ් ඩිපාර්ට්මන්ට් වලට තියෙන්නේ ඒ වගේ දේවලුත් විස්තර කරුවා සර්ගේ ලෙක්චර් එක අතරතුරේ. ඒක
තමයි දැන් සමහර බොස්ලා ඉන්නවා මිනිස්සු බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා බොස් එනකල් බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා. හැබැයි බොස් නැති වෙලාවේ බොස් ඉන්නවට වැඩිය හොඳට වැඩ කරනවා. එහෙම ඒ ස්කිල් එක ඒ ස්කිල් එක හිතාගන්න බෑ ඒව තමයි ඩිප්ලොමසි කියන්නේ නේද ජයතුංග?
ඒක තමයි.
ඒක හිතාගන්න බෑ ඒක කොහොමද ගන්න කියලා මටත් ඉඳලා තියෙනවා හැම කට්ටිය. හිතාගන්න බෑ. ඒකයි. ඉතින් කොහොම හරි මේ ඔය soft skill එක නම් හදාගන්න ඕන ඔක්කොටම ඒක අර හරි වටිනවා ඉතින්.
වටිනවා ඒක තමයි.
ඒක වටිනවා ඉතින්. මොකද අර දැන් රැකියාවකදී විශේෂයෙන්ම අර දැන් managerial or leader supervisory level ලාට තරහ යනවා කියන්නේ මම හිතන්නේ ඒක නිකන් අර ලෙඩක් බෝ කරනවා වගේනේ අනිත් අයට මිනිස්සුන්ගේ හිත නරක වෙලා ප්‍රශ්න ඇති කරගන්න නැතුව වැඩි දුවන්න පුළුවන් නම් හොඳයි. හැබැයි ඉතින් සමහර වෙලාවට ඕක සමහර අය ඕක වීක්නස් එකක් හැටියටත් නෝටිස් කරනවා.
අන්න හරි සර්. මම ඒකට 160කට කිට්ටු වෙන්න එකඟයි සර්. සමහර තැන්වල ස්පෙෂලි මගේ මේ බ්‍රදර්ගේ වර්ක්ෂොප් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ කරන්නේ ඔය CNC මිලින් ලේත් ඒ වගේ දේවල්. ඉතින් එතනත් ඒ අපේ අයියා ඇවිල්ලා හරි ෆ්ලෙක්සිබල් මිනිස්සුන්ට.
ඔව් ඒක පාච්චලයට ගන්නවා.
ඒ අන්න හරි. ඔව්.
අන්න එහෙම තියෙනවා.
ඒක ටිකක් හොඳ නෑ. ඒක ඇත්තටම මේ දැන් අපි වුණත් ඒක නවත්ත ගන්න ඕනේ. අපි දන්න කියන අයට කියලා දීලා හරි නවත්ත ගන්න ඕනේ.
ඒක නවත්ත ගන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් ඔන්න ඔය තැන්වලදී මොන වගේ ස්ට්‍රැටජිස්ද පාවිච්චි කරන්න කියලා කියන්නේ දැන් අයියා ගත්තාම නැචරලි අර හොඳ කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඇති. ඉතින් මිනිස්සුන්ට සලකන කෙනෙක් නේ වුණාට අනිත් අය ඕක දන්න ඒ දන්නේ නැති හින්දා තමයි ඒ කට්ටිය ඒ ලෝව ලෙවල් එකේ රැඳිලා තියෙන්නේ.
රැඳිලා තියෙන අන්න.
ඔය ඉතින් ඒ කට්ටියකින් අපිට ඊට වැඩි දෙයක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නත් බෑ.
බෑ.
ඉතින් මේ ඕක අර මේ අර හිතාගන්න බෑ. ඉතින් කොහොමද කියලා කොහොම හරි අර ඕක টপ and middle level වලට ඒ කියන්නේ ගොඩක්ම ඉෆෙක්ටිව් හරියනේ. ඒකට ලස්සනට work out කරන්න පුළුවන් soft skills and diplomacies කියන එක. හරි අමාරුයි ඉතින් ඔය ඉතින් මේ
ඔව් ටිකක් කල් යනවා සර් මේක මේ ඇඟේම හැදෙන්න ඕනේ අන්තිමට.
අනික ඕක හැදුනට පස්සේ හොඳයි ඒ වුණාට සමහර තැන්වලදී ඕක වීක්නස් එකක් වෙනවා.
ඔව් ඔව්.
එහෙමත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
ඔෆිස් එකේම සමහර වැඩ ඔක්කොම මට අදාළ නැති ඒවා සමහරලාට මගේ ඇඟේම දාලා යන ඒවා තියෙනවා.
එහෙම තියෙනවා නේ.
ඔව්.
by default වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
ඒ වගේ වැඩක් තියෙනවා.
ඔව්. හොඳයි පුතා. තව කමෙන්ට්ස් ඉනවද මොකද? ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් ඉතින් මොකද මේවා අපි කතා කරන්න ඕනේ කියන්නේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් කියන්නේ දැන් මේක ෆයිනල් සෙමිස්ටර් එකනේ. මේක පොඩි ලයිව් ගතියක් තියෙන්න ඕන මේ නිකන් පොතකට ගිහිල්ලා what is this what is that
මම හිතන්නේ මේ ඔතන ඉන්න තව කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා සර් ඒ වගේ මේ එක්සැම්පල්ස් අරන් ගන්න පුළුවන් අපිට.
ඔව් සද්ද නැතුව හිටියට නේ.
සද්ද නැතුව ඉන්න ඔව් ඒකයි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
ඔව්
ප්‍රසන්ටේෂන් එක ගියා නම් ටක් ගාලා එනවා ඔක්කොම ටික.
මම දැන් ප්‍රසන්ටේෂන්ස් දාන්න ඉන්නේ මේ මට ගෲප්ස් ඕන ඔය කට්ටියකින් එක බැච් එකකින් දැන් මැනුෆැක්චරින් නම් ගෲප් 4ක් විතර තමයි පුළුවන් කිව්වේ. මේ ෆුඩ් එකයි මේ IM එකේ පුතා we need 5 groups each from your batches. ඒකයි. එතකොට මම දෙනවා මේ ටොපික්ස් වගේක් ඒක ස්ටඩි කරන්න තියෙන්නේ ඒක nothing ඉතින් ඒක පැත්තකින් ඒක CA marks ඉතින් full හම්බ වෙනවා ඒක කරපුවාම මේ මම ෆස්ට් ඩේ එකේම කිව්වේ ඕක තමයි කියන්නේ අර groups ටිකක් හදා ගන්න ඕනේ. චුට්ටක් ඒක බැලුවනම් හොඳයි නේද? ඒක මට ඊමේල් එකක් දාන්නත් පුළුවන් groups හදලා. ඔය කට්ටියකින් ආව නම් හොඳයි. මොකද නැත්තම් ඔක මේ කෝඩිනේටර්ස්ලා ඒ කියන්නේ කෝඩිනේටර්ස්ලා ෆුඩ් එකේ නම් ඉන්නේ කමල් සර් නේ. මැනුෆැක්චරින් ඉන්නේ ගාන්ති මිස්ට් එකක්. ගාන්ති මිස්ට් කිව්වොත් එහෙම ඔය කට්ටියට ටෆ් වෙයි. මේ IM වල ඉන්නේ තමර මැඩම් නේද? මේ අපේ ලෙවල් එකෙන්ම අපි ගෲප්ස් ටික හදාගෙන චුට්ටක් මට ඊමේල් කරන්න බලන්නකෝ ලබන සතියට කලින් මම ළඟ තියෙනවා වීඩියෝස් 10ක් ඔය කට්ටියට දෙන්න ඒ ටික බහන්න විතරයි තියෙන්නේ වෙන ලොකු දෙයක් නෑ ඒ ටික දෙන්න මට ගෲප්ස් ටික ඕනේ කමන්නේ මම ඒක මම පෝස්ට් කරන්නම්කෝ මේ සතියේ පස්සේ අපි ගෲප්ස් හදාගමුකෝ වීඩියෝස් ටික හමු අපි ඒක කරගෙන ඉමු කියන්නේ කලින් ළමින්ගේ ප්‍රසන්ටේෂන්ස් වගේ. ඔව්. හොඳයි එහෙනම්. so
සර් මේ notes දාන්නේ LMS එකටද සර් නැත්නම් Google එකටද?
දැන් LMS එකක් නම් දැන් පටන් ගන්න තියෙනව නේද අපි? අලුතින් පටන් ගත්තා LMS එක Google Classroom එක use කරුවේ. මම note එක නම් මම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් email කරනවා. නෝට් එක ඊමේල් කරනවා LMS එකට දාන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද නෝට් එක පොඩි මේක දැන් අද ගත්තාම තියෙන්නේ. මේක ඉෆෙක්ටිව් පේජස් තියෙන්නේ 3-4යි. ඉතින් අර වීඩියෝ එක තමයි ඉම්පෝටන්ට් පුතාලා. වීඩියෝ එක මම ඉතින් ඉමීඩියට්ලි අප්ලෝඩ් කරන්න බලන්න. නෝට් එකත් ඒ වෙනවා අනිවාර්යෙන්ම. නෝට් එක මම ඊමේල් කරන්නම්. පස්සේ මේ ඔක්කොම ටික මම අපිට Google Classroom එකක් හදලා මේ ටික දාන්න පුළුවන් බැරි කමන්නේ. එහෙනම් Google Classroom එකකුත් අපි හදාගමු. ඒ ටික බලමුකෝ එහෙනම්. Good. So, any more questions?
හරි සර්.
Right. IM එකේ ළමයි කොහොමද? IM එකේද දැන් ප්‍රශ්නය වෙයි පුතා? Oh, food. Yes. Okay then. So let me stop the class and thank you for being with the class for so long, and it's 10:28 now, a bit extra long. So it is really good, and I'm also really happy to share the knowledge with you all. So irrespective of the number of attendance, that is okay. So we can understand some students, they have of course concerns during weekends. That is okay because we are putting the videos, but try your best to attend, and especially I'm expecting they are a resourceful person, they can attend the lecture. So it's an encouragement for me as well. So thank you very much, and see you next week. So let me upload the video and let me email the note to you, even though it's a very small one. So that's all, Butala. So see you next week then.
Okay,
Take
sir.
care, all of you. Okay. Good
Okay,
luck
thank
then.
you.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. Bye then. Bye.